So, welcome back to another episode, and this is actually an episode I was going to do on my own, and then Rob dropped by, and he said that he hadn't picked up Dragon's Crown. And I said, you got to come on for this episode, and we just got to talk about Dragon's Crown. And obviously this episode is called Dragon's Crown Rocks, just because I really like this game. I love this game, in fact. And
this is where I get interested, because it's been on my radar for quite a while. I've seen the artwork. I love Vanillaware. I love their stuff. But I haven't really heard too much about it, except for people saying it's really good.
Yeah.
And now, I was on the fence. Do I want to get it? Do I not want to get it? You know, I loved Odin's Sphere, but it wasn't... There were things about it that didn't really click for me. I loved Muramasa the Demon Blade, but again, there were some things that just weren't really pulling me in. So... Yeah. To hear from you that this is, a game that I have to play. Talk to me. Tell me why.
Yeah. This is funny. On the show, it's either myself or Rob talking about games from our past that are nostalgic. Games from like 10 years ago, even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
This is one of those games I picked up the other night with me and Kim. Brought it back and I put it on. And to be honest, I was like you, the art style, I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll play this game for an hour or so. Maybe that's all I'll get out of it. Okay. I started playing it in 10 minutes. I knew that in 10 years' time, I would look back on this game nostalgically. It's funny, I play a lot of games, over the years that I really enjoy. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great game. I like it, like The Last of Us and stuff like that. But this game is the game that we've been waiting for years. And I can tell you that I put all these out for a reason here.
Yeah, I was wondering, what's this?
Ys 3, Kadash, Exile, Dungeons & Dragons, I'll even put Valkyrie Profile 2 here, are all examples of great action RPGs. And that's exactly what this is. Now, when you play the game, it reminds you of Dungeons & Dragons, game we love.
The arcade ones?
Yes.
Okay.
And I found out why. It's actually the same director. So I was like, wow, that's
a massive point in its favor.
And I liked Dungeons & Dragons back in the day. I loved them. But they were a little limited in some respects. I always wished I could do a little bit more. All the things I wish you could do in this, you can do in this one. So... you can actually find, rare, unique items and equip them. There's a town that you can keep going back to, upgrading your characters. Okay, where should I even start? Let's start at
let's start with this. Let me start with something here.
Sure.
Okay, because I want to know. The very first thing I saw from this, and I got to admit, it was part of the thing that actually kind of put me off a little, was looking at one of the character designs in specific. It's the one that's been talked about everywhere, and it's the witch that has just ridiculously outsized breasts.
Yeah.
And I looked at that, and I saw some of the enemy designs, and they had them too, and I was kind of going, like, really, I'm not 13 anymore. I'm not needing a game to fap to, so it kind of turned me off a little at that, just going, like, but outside of that, the art style is very well painted, but talk to me about this. Obviously, that's not the only character in the game. So what else do you have in here? What else can you do? What other characters do you have?
Okay. So I was like you at first. I was like, the character designs, we just talked about that. But as soon as I started playing, I said, Kim, you're picking the witch. So you're picking the witch. And I picked the fighter. I always pick the fighter in every game. I never pick a secondary character like a
is that the guy with the beard and the axe?
No, that's the dwarf.
Okay.
Dwarf, yeah. I had him join as an NPC later on, so you have an elf character as well in there, and so you have the sorceress, the magician, warlock guy.
Okay.
And then the dwarf in there, the elf. That's about it in the fighter type of thing. I hope I'm not forgetting it, but I don't think I am. And so me and Kim picked the fighter and the sorceress, and we just started. And what I like is, I've always liked this in a video game where I get to play the game right away. I like storylines in video games. I'm not against them, but I don't like a 50-minute storyline to start playing. I want to get the hell out of town and start kicking the shit out of things. That's how I am. We're from the old school days.
We don't need another Beyond the Beyond then.
No, Beyond the Beyond. Exactly. Okay. So we get out of town to begin with. We go to the first level, and the first thing that captures my mind is that I love the music. I'm like, I like the music. And I'm playing the game. The controls are really good. Like, really good. Like, you jump, I'm doing all these attacks, and I'm like, it's perfectly doing exactly what I want it to do. It's not like sluggish. Where you have an art style and you start playing it and it's just not there? This one is perfectly there.
Okay.
And we're having a great time. The level designs are great. And what's great is you can come back to the same levels later on and unlock secret doors and go in them and stuff like that.
Oh, man, I love stuff like that.
Yeah, so in a way, you have one town that links to all these other places. You can do the quests and go to all these other places in the game. But it's all like, it takes you about 10 seconds together, 10, 20 seconds, especially if you do the fast map thing. You just pick, boom, there, you're going. You're in that level. And you go back and you can redo levels, which we do, just to level up. You know,
nice.
and stuff. And then you get weapons and stuff you find throughout the levels. You go back to town, you appraise it, and that's how you get your weapons.
Like Phantasy Star Online, when you'd find like those rare items, you take it to that guy.
I know. So
and then it would. It does that.
It does that. So we'll bring back these items, get them appraised, and Kim's like, "Oh my god, look at that wand! I want that wand!" I'm like, "Yeah." So we're constantly micromanaging our inventories, and it's really easy to do, and very, very simple, and really, really a lot of fun. And also, while you're out there, you can find bones scattered out. And you bring the bones back and you resurrect them, and they can become NPCs. So you can have so you and your wife can play, and you can also have 2 NPCs join, and you can pick them. Like you pick them by level. So you go to more high level places, you get higher level guys, type of thing. So
I like the sound of that.
So you can bring them in or not,
That's
but usually
really cool.
they just join anyways. But it's really a lot of fun, and I really want to come on and talk about it. And I know it was on the fence. You're like, oh, I'm interested in this, but. You had the same initial thing that I had. Is the art style. The art is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Vanillaware's art is always. I like the quality of that sort of painting style art.
Oh, and that's what we're talking about. This is the game we've been asking for years. We love hand-drawn artwork. More than anybody.
That's number one. That's huge for me.
Huge, and an action RPG side view.
That's 2 right there.
Yeah, fantastic. I just can keep on going. Great way to micromanage and get items and stuff like that, and level up, and a lot of fun and great. And you can play 2 players.
Well, this is huge. My wife and I, as you know, I don't know if you guys know, and John knows, but my wife and I get about like maybe an hour a night with the kids to either watch a show or to play a game or to whatever. But usually one of us plays, the other one watches. We've been dying for a good quality 2-player experience.
Yeah.
To have, because I think the last one of those that came around would be something like Secret of Mana. I mean, really, it just doesn't happen often.
Well, what's great is you can phone me up, and our 2 characters can join your 2 characters.
Well, online.
Oh yeah, we can do it online.
You kidding?
No, I'm not. Yeah, and what we could probably do is set up Skype and actually do that as well. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is fantastic.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, as I say,
that's really cool.
As I say, it's not like a huge commitment. Like, oh my god, I'm in this like huge amount of levels. It's going to take me 20 minutes.
So it's not like WoW where you go on a raid, you have to be there till the end, or else you're screwing your team.
It's really like, hey, let's just go and do this level. We could just play for like 40 minutes. That's it.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
It's wonderful. It's so funny. Me and Kim have been racing home every day, and all of a sudden it's like we come home, we have dinner. It's like, okay, game, and we just sit and we just fucking game all the way to the end of the night. It's great. And I got one last little story about Dragon's Crown to tell, and that is when I went up to pick it up.
I have a funny feeling it might have something to do with this. Does it have something to do with that?
Okay, so about 2 months ago, I pre-ordered from EB, famous EB stores, eh? And I was in there and I said, I'll pre-order. I paid off the game, PS3 version, all of that. Yeah. Oh, since you pre-ordered it, you get the art book. I said, yeah, that's what I'd love to do because I love the art style. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I go to pick it up. I walk in and then she's like, oh yeah, she's like, sorry. So there's 2 girls working behind the counter, and she's like, sorry, there's no more art books. They short shipped us. I'm like, oh, but I pre-ordered it. I thought I was gonna. Anyways, we're not turning this into
the same foolishness again.
The same foolishness
that you always get.
Yeah, that's been happening to me for years. So, anyways, I said, just give me the game. She's like, yeah, I'll try to get the art book. She phoned every other store. She was cool.
Yeah,
couldn't get one. So, anyways, I get she gives me the game. It's not the PS3 version, it's the Vita version. And I'm like, no, I pre-ordered the PS3 version. Oh, but it says Vita version. I didn't look on my receipt when I did it. I just paid the money back then. And so she's like, yeah, we sold out a copy. And you'll love this.
Oh, no.
You'll love this. I'm like, so I said, yeah. I said, I won't get into it. So I leave and said, okay, no problem. And they felt terrible. I'm not against them. It's not a bad thing. I go across the road to Willow Video Games.
Ah.
Yeah, so I go in.
I love Willow Video Games.
Yeah, we like it in Langley. And there tons of copies of Dragon's Crown, fucking stacked like this with the art books. And so I said, oh, can I get that game? She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, also it comes with an art book. I said, oh, cool.
Isn't that lovely?
I didn't know that. And so I also, when they refunded me my money at EB, I'm an idiot. I left my card there. My debit card.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I had to go back, but guess what I brought? True. Kim's like, she's like, you're not going to do this, are you? And I said,
oh my god, that's beautiful.
I wasn't trying to be. I was trying to be funny. I go in, and I'm like, oh, do you have my debit card? They're like, oh yeah, like sorry, it was here. And I'm like, oh, guess what I got? They're like, because they're like saying it's impossible to get short shipped by Atlas and all this stuff. I said, look at this. She's like, where did you get it? She's like, Willow, right? And I'm like, yeah. The power of EB Games right there. Anyways,
oh my god, that is beautiful.
I'm not being an asshole. Those girls are really nice and all that.
No, but that's fun.
Yeah, but also, what else can I say is that like this is a legacy of great action RPGs here. This is in the same zone, if not, I'd say it's the king of these games. I'm meaning that it's the best action RPG side view that I've ever played.
It's a
really
very
good.
heavy recommendation. Coming from
and we love Guardian Heroes. We did a review way back in 2008, so we like these kinds of games. But this game is, this game is great. Like, and this is also the creator of this also did a Princess Crown years ago on the Sega Saturn. And that I should also mention that this was originally supposed to be a Dreamcast game. And it just never was. And then years later, he got funding. And this game actually, this is off the top of my head, I think it didn't cost a lot of money to make. And it's done extremely well in Japan. And that's why I'm here. That's why I
fingers crossed.
Yeah. I'm trying to sell a copy to him. I want him to buy a copy. Yeah. I want the game to do well.
I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be picking one up on the way home now.
Yeah. Stop at Willow. EB Games?
I'd rather go to EB!
You get short chip, buddy. You won't get one. So, anyways, guys, I just want to come in and absolutely talk about Dragon's Crown and how much it absolutely rocks. So, anyways, guys, until next time.